Welcome back to the shed for another view from the shed. It's New Year's Eve, that time when we often make New Year's resolutions, changes in our lives, promises we make that might make our lives better or the world safer or deepen our spiritual journey. Normally when I invite you to my shed it's clean and tidy, but I can't pretend that it is today. If you were to look over my right shoulder you would find huge piles of papers and bits of computers and folders and books and games, all dumped here in the pre-Christmas rush. As our Christmas clean-up was happening, everything that didn't have a home to go to was just dumped in Dad's shed. So now I need to declutter if I'm going to be able to focus on the things I need to do as the new year opens. But I was reminded of a time in the Old Testament when Joshua gathered his people together and said to them, it's time to sort things out, declutter your life. They were going to recommit themselves to God, to declare that he was the most important thing in their lives. But Joshua noticed that they had gathered all sorts of things on the journey, foreign gods, things that had become too important to them, things in whom they trusted and therefore didn't trust in God himself. So he gathered them together and gave them a choice. He said, either make up your mind, either follow God, the Lord God Almighty, or follow some of these idols that you've gathered along the way, these things that really can't have any impact on your life. This is what he said in Joshua chapter 24 and verse 14. Now fear the Lord and serve him with all faithfulness. Throw away the gods your forefathers worshipped beyond the river and in Egypt, and serve the Lord. And as I reflect on that verse and my messy shed, it seems to me that there's a lesson for us all. Perhaps it's more important that we declutter our spiritual lives than it is to declutter my shed. Is there anything in our life that has become so important to us that it's getting in the way of our relationship with God? Are there things on which we've come to rely, like Israel and the foreign gods, things that don't really have any power to change or shape our life, and yet we've come to trust them rather than trust God? Because the message is this: throw them away. Decide here and now who you will serve. Joshua concludes by saying this: but as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. Is that a commitment you're prepared to make as this new year begins? Have a wonderful 2013.